Hello, everybody. My name is Vincent Znader, and welcome to Teens Talk Thoughts Podcast Episode 3. Now, one good review from Captain Ray underscore 05 says, "Hey, podcast was real good. Uh, Pretty nice." And I didn't even look into the YouTube vid. He was just like an avid fan. So, yeah. Right now we have our guest, John Mark. So, yeah, introduce yourself.
I'm John Mark. I'm basically a male person and I'm friends with Znader.
Yeah.
How I got into computers is that I held a computer when I was like a grade level of one and
Hmm.
I got really interested to the fact that they have a lot of capabilities than just games. So I dwelt into its capabilities more and I kind of got into the computers. And then after that, I figured out all the components like GPUs, CPUs, RAM sticks, and yeah, something like that. And what computers mean to me is that it really means to me that it's so damn useful in any any possible way. Like you can basically use computers just to help you with your common lifestyle in some way or another. And I think computers mean to me in life that it's great, a tool that extends your great capabilities even further.
That's great. I'm gonna tell how I got into computers. It was actually I got into playing computers when I was 4. I played a lot of Flash games. Um, I loved them so much that my dad just gave me like an external hard drive of every Flash game known to man. And yeah, he just downloaded everything and I got into it. It was really great. And I had like a very it was a single core computer, and then after that, since the computer just died down because of old age, I just had for laptops. And then right now I have the computer rig that I have right now. And what else? Computers are really they're essential to my lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like I basically do like graphic design, video editing, streaming, making podcasts and making videos. So basically my entire lifestyle is digital, which is kind of sad on paper, but if you dwell on it, it's pretty cool, you know? It's a great meaning to my life because yeah, that's all that. And in case you weren't informed, in the video title, we will be talking about technology, gadgets, new stuff, tech news, or basically Linus Tech Tips, but with a much lower budget. So here's our outline. I'm gonna introduce the outline. So our first topic to discuss is why is our internet bad, followed by new graphics cards, and then new CPUs, and then our future build plans, our consoles, Team Red or Team Green, Team Blue or Team Red, and then yeah, that's it. But I'm gonna insert some like subtopics in the topic, so it's basically topicception. We're gonna do this for like what a couple hours. So yeah. Okay, John Mark, our first topic. Why is our internet bad?
For me, I think the reason why internet is bad, the internet in the Philippines is bad, is because the way that the government use the money is somewhat irresponsible. They don't use the money to build more cell towers. Fun fact, by the way, in the speed test recorded by Ookla speed test in August 2020, we have the lowest rungs of the global index of internet in terms of average mobile and broadband speeds. We literally clocked at 44 Mbps for our mobile downloads, which is pretty slow. It places us on the 190th spot out of 139. Imagine that,
Yeah,
having the lowest
it's
internet.
garbage.
What's what's wor-
TLDR, it's
what's worse
garbage.
is that our internet is so damn expensive, yet we only get about 8 to 10 Mbps, maybe a bit low than usual.
Yeah, I guess they have a sort of a point because in telecommunication, I think I heard this from my dad. We only have like one satellite for telecommunication, so it's pretty difficult. and also the topography of the Philippines is pretty hard to cover because in Europe and in the US it's all just one big landmass, right? So they can just like go like tower to tower to tower. And in the Philippines there's a lot of undersea cables, and undersea cables only like deliver it can only deliver so much. Like it compared to like cell towers, I think they deliver much less signal. That's why it's so freaking hard. Um Basically the reason why internet is also bad is because a duopoly with PLDT and Globe. Like they're the
Oh
two
yeah.
top dogs, right?
Yeah, that we only have two internet out as of 2020. Before there were actually more than two. I don't know what happened to. Oh wait, yeah, they actually bought. They were bought by PLDT. They all except for Globe, they all kind of merged into one internet, which is somewhat a bad thing since we don't have freedom to choose.
Yeah, we don't like monopolies, man. We don't like one dude controlling over everything. There should be competition, and there should be market competition, especially when it comes to telecommunication, because it gives the freedom of choice. I think right now there's like new telecoms coming up. One is Dito, and then I don't know what the next
Oh
one
yeah.
is. And then there's Converge. Yeah, there's also Converge as well.
Oh yeah.
But Converge is only exclusive to the Luzon area or in the city, like the more urban parts of the Philippines. We don't have it here.
It's
There's no coverage for
it's
Converge here.
It's most likely that the greater chances that Converge is actually gonna come in parts of the Philippines is mostly Manila or Cebu or Davao. As long as the parts of the Philippines, each region of the Philippines have a density that is higher than what province parts of the Philippines would
Yeah.
have.
They're more Converge, Dito, and all the other like major telecoms. They're focusing more on the popular on more on regions with a higher population density. And in our case, that's unfortunate because we wanted to switch, but we can't.
We
Um
can't.
I guess we're just gonna upgrade into fiber, but then there's no 5G yet. We have 5G routers. We have like imagine having 5G like routers, but we don't even have um freaking 5G yet. We're too poor for it. We're in debt. This country's in
Yep.
serious debt. Something needs to change. We can't have
Hmm.
our fun. Um yeah, so that's why our internet is bad. It's because one, we're in debt. Two, there's still technically a duopoly in the region, and three, we're poor, bro. We're poor. In case you didn't
Mhm.
get that. Okay, next we're gonna discuss new graphics cards. Ooh. We're gonna talk about the elephant in the room, Nvidia. Now,
Yeah.
Nvidia released the 30 series cards, the 30, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Is that it? Are those the four variants?
3060s to 3090s. But what's released first is the 3080, which is a
Yeah,
pretty chunky board.
it's a pretty chunky boy. Like I've seen it mounted on like the motherboards that support it, and it was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a lot. And also,
Yeah.
it requires a lot of power. So,
Yeah.
excuse me.
I would be afraid to bring that graphics card, attach it to the computer, and then bring the whole computer to an airport. Imagine if that thing was dropped like a rock.
Yeah, it would be pretty like bad, because one, we still haven't. I didn't even have a 1080. I don't have a 1080. I still have the AMD RX 560 with 2 gigs of VRAM, and the 3080 I think has 12 gigs, or was it the 3090 that has 12
The
gigs?
3080 has 10 gigs. The 3090 has 24 gigs. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the scandalous shit that's been going on with Nvidia. Like the freaking scalpers, like they were not ready to sell the shit. They
Yeah.
were not.
It, it ran out so quickly. And what's worse is that when people buy it, they're going to resell it, but in a more expensive price. Maybe a bit more expensive than
Yeah,
the 2080 itself.
yeah. I mean, people are just gonna use this for mining crypto. That's why they're like getting so much of it. Like, come on, there should be like at least like one. It should be one card for one person because
Actually, for me, I actually like the 3080 spec since it could be useful for uh 3D modeling and animating since it renders so damn fast.
yeah, it renders really fast. I actually want it because for video editing, and I want
Yeah.
like dual monitor support because
Yeah.
from what I noticed, there's like 2 or 3 HDMI ports, and man, I love that because
Yeah.
we need HDMI ports. I only have like one in my rig right now. There's like one HDMI and then one DVI. Bro, remember DVI? Damn.
DVI, damn, that's the I've never heard that for a long time.
DVI was like I think my display was DVI or was it VGA? Like back when I was a kid. I think it was DVI.
I
Because
probably encountered VGA.
yeah, VGA was the worst. Not gonna lie. Like once you break the
Yeah.
pin, it's over.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing with Nvidia is just really terrible, and I'm glad that they owned up to it. And they're like trying to get back the people support. Um, I still have their support. I'm still Team Green all the way because of their graphics card drivers. Like, have you seen Nvidia Reflex?
Yeah.
That was so
NVIDIA
good.
Reflex, damn.
That was so
Yeah.
good because like I need like less input latency. And
Yeah.
Nvidia Reflex really provided what we needed for gamers because man, I hate very like high latency, dude. Like in any game. And then I haven't seen like those ray tracing. There's a lot of stuff that they did with graphics cards. Like Crisis they put Crisis in they installed it on an
Yeah.
Nvidia graphics card, which was pretty weird. And speaking of graphics cards, what about AMD? AMD hasn't revealed anything yet. Just a lot of
Oh,
rumors. There's a lot of
yeah.
rumors, right?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of rumors that about the AMD RX 6000 series, also known as the RDNA 2, which of
Yeah.
course, if you have read about the leaks that are in news and PC news or something like that, you'd know that it's also called
Yeah,
the Navi 21.
the big Navi 21 was like the chonker boy. Uh
Yeah,
I don't know if AMD is going to make it in the GPU market because Nvidia already took that shit. They're not going to do it. I mean,
M-
this is coming from a
maybe.
dude who has an RX 560 graphics card.
But maybe they're actually gonna do overthrow Nvidia since AMD they sell their components at a more cheaper price.
Yeah,
It's
but
so nice that they sold so much good products but at a cheaper price. Like, wait, no way, this is not supposed to be their price. It should be more expensive. But no, they
yeah,
actually got it to a lower price than it in its expected price. It's wonderful.
but the only problem with AMD is it lacks a lot of support.
Oh
Like
yeah.
remember they were supposed to compete with the 2080. I think that was last year. Early
Yeah.
last year. Um I think that was the Radeon Vega 2. Is that it?
Yeah.
Like everyone
Yeah.
forgot about that because it got discontinued. I don't know why. Maybe there was like some issues once they used it and then after that it was just gone.
I think it's more about the driver issues.
Yeah, there's a lot of driver issues and it lacks support, okay? For video games there's not a lot to go around with, but once you get an Nvidia card, it's a whole different thing because there's ray tracing, there's DLSS, there's a lot of stuff that Nvidia can do with their graphics cards that AMD just simply can't.
Yeah.
Because they also have to get the support for the games and the games have to support them in return, and
Hmm.
that hasn't been really going well with Nvidia GPUs.
I think
So yeah,
right now it's mostly. Nvidia that is being supported by most games right now. I don't know about AMD's situation right now. It's like they don't even exist.
Yeah, AMD is a ghost on the GPU market.
Yeah.
They're just selling like the same cheap shit. Uh, well, not really, because we're moving on to CPUs. Finally, AMD has some good news. Because they got freaking AMD Ryzen 5th gen. That's it.
The 5000 series CPU.
The 5000 series CPU. Now it got a
Yeah.
lot of hate. There was like some mixed reviews about it because every like AMD fanboy was losing their shit
Yeah.
because uh the latest like 5th gen processors, because they charged $50 more than the expected price for
Oh
AMD.
yeah.
I mean, why did they have to complain about it? Like, they're so freaking fast. fifty
I mean,
dollars is just like um that's just spare change to them.
you have to deal with it since the Ryzen 5000 series, especially the Ryzen 9, it offers 26% generational uplift in gaming performance, and
Yeah.
it has multi-core performance, and it's also power efficient. I mean, what more do you want?
And like they were so pissed about it because it was like super expensive, but we haven't seen Intel's move on it. I think it was the Tiger Lake series. I'm excited to see that because everyone was just like talking shit over Intel during the AMD, and I was like, wait, there should be like some competition. Like they just can't trample Intel like that fast. I mean, they did during the presentation. Lisa Su, she was the best, you know.
Yeah.
But Intel still has the higher clock speed, right? Single core clock speed of 5 gigahertz plus. Like they
Well,
broke the 5 gigahertz mark. Um,
yeah.
the new 5th gen processors only were like 4.8, 4.9 on boost clock. Um, that's okay because they have a lot of cores. Intel still goes with 14 nanometer processing and 4 cores. So, what do you think about that, John Mark?
I think it's actually okay, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure if I can make a decision unless Intel will actually release their project so that I can do a proper comparison, which is better since out from the opinion that the AMD lovers spread because of the pricing, I might have another perspective of their chipset when Intel actually releases their chips.
I mean, the good thing with AMD is also their new like processors don't need to have like a new socket. Like they don't need another chipset for the motherboards. So they're still
I,
going with the same like motherboard versions. What is it called?
yeah,
V350? Or I don't know. I forgot the name. I think it's B450. I'm still like very dumb with motherboard knowledge. So, yeah.
I think it's B550.
Yeah. Um, Meanwhile, Intel makes a new processor and has to release another new socket type. So,
How annoying would that be when we have to keep changing our sockets?
because
And actually, no, the whole motherboard itself. We have to waste another money. What a waste on our current motherboards.
Yeah, because like once you get a new Intel processor, you just have to throw the motherboard away, like, or just sell it, which is such a waste because AMD is trying to make upgradability like more efficient and less for less cost because they're still keeping the same motherboards and make it compatible with the 5th gen processors. So that's a good one on them. I'm not sure with Intel now because Intel's in deep shit because of their CPUs. Because the 5th gen
Basically,
processor has
yeah,
trampled over Intel 10900K in terms of like
yep.
what single core performance.
Yeah.
Like it renders faster because of the higher core counts. So Intel, please make a move so that AMD can also make another move because stable market competition in which we both come up on both sides. We all win on both sides as consumers of technology. That was a
Yep.
good ending. That was a good ending. And now a
Yeah,
segue.
that's pretty good.
Now a segue to our future build plans. Okay, John Mark, you go first. How's your upgrade?
I mean, it's pretty good. Not the best, but my computer can handle games pretty well. Although I think my CPU is basically bottlenecked by my GPU. My current GPU right now is a 1050 Ti, but my CPU is a AMD A6 6400K.
Oh yeah, that's a huge
And
bottleneck.
yeah,
It
that's
is.
a really big bottleneck. I mean, playing Valorant with this is a huge pain in the ass. It's so lagging.
I mean, for me, it's not more of a bottleneck. It's just like I think this computer of mine is like an equilibrium because of AMD A8. That's my processor, and my GPU is RX 560. And technically, AMD A8 is an APU, so I have like a
Yeah.
VGA port, so I can have a triple
Yeah.
monitor setup. One is
Yeah.
HDMI, one is DVI, and then the other is VGA. You're gonna look at an old school computer type thing,
You know
which is
what's more old
weird.
school? People who use those square type monitors.
Oh yeah, the big blocky ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my future build plan. But for real though, my future
Yeah.
build plan, I'd probably upgrade. Here's my sequence of upgrading. You see, I'm still on a hard drive computer, so boot ups are like eternal. Like they take like so much time, like a minute or two. That's the boot up.
Mhm.
But from what I heard in SSDs, it's just like 30 seconds, 40. That's what I'm
It's
going
pretty
for.
fast. Like when you use an SSD, I mean, booting up and restarting the whole system, it just feels like nothing. It's just a normal thing. Like it's not as slow as using an HDD or a hard drive. It's actually much more comfortable experience when you use a solid state drive.
Like
It's
I do
yeah,
have an SSD tray, and it's empty.
but no SSD.
Yeah, I actually have 1 terabyte hard drive, but it was like cut in half. So it's 450 gigabytes, and then the other is 460 gigabytes. I don't know how it adds up, but it was cut in half. So it's like a partition drive or something. I don't know. I don't know how my cousin did that. I didn't build this thing, so
Fun
yeah.
fact, by the way, that thing you do with the drive, that's actually pretty common in computers in here in the Philippines to usually lower the cost or to scam other people. They would say that the space is a lot, like one
Yeah,
terabyte,
yeah. They did
and
that.
then when you see there's actually only one drive, one terabyte drive. It's just separated by by parts to parts, but that's a really bad thing when you want to use it because since it's just using one drive, it's gonna lag up your system since a lot of things are processing with that hard drive.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make do with this computer. I actually need an upgrade. I mean, I have to get like better RAM because I only have 8 gigabytes and 2400 megahertz. I've had
Mm.
a lot of experience with bad setups. I started this YouTube channel with a single core laptop and a shitty camera. And then I technically quote unquote upgraded to a 22 nanometer processing Intel i3 dual core. Was
Wow.
fourth gen i3, and I still made it technically. Um, yeah, there's a lot of like good stuff out there, and I haven't taken advantage of it because, money problems and yeah, just bad computers. I plan to have like the best like setup, like everything's just like so sleek and so clean. And the only thing that's RGB is the keyboard, the mouse, and the PC, nothing else. I'd probably like put like LED strips on the monitor, but like one static color, or it could be like breathing sort of type. But yeah, that's just it. But you, John Mark, what's your
Yeah.
future like build plan? Like think big, think outside the box.
My build plan would probably be a bit impossible. Let's say my build plan would be like a NASA computer. Since what I want maybe impossible to get, but not entirely hard. It may be hard, but not impossible.
Yeah.
I wanted a motherboard that could support an AMD Threadripper, and I wanted a GPU like a 30, at least a 3080. A 3090 would be a bit better, but that would really punch my
And
wallet a
in my
hole.
opinion, I think 8K gaming would be overkill, right?
Yeah, it's actually a bit overkill since your eyes can't actually your eyes can only see a certain quality. I think 8K is a bit overkill since it's beyond what
I
your
mean,
eyes can
I
get.
mean, think about it this way. The reason why I think 8K is overkill is because games haven't supported 8K yet. Like,
Oh yeah,
like Doom
that too.
Eternal does not support 8K. I
Yeah.
mean, sure, the background is 8K, but the textures are like 4K or like 1080p. They're like full HD still. So that's why it's a bit difficult. I mean, sure, it could work for PS4. Wait, no, not PS4. Not even
No.
PS5. They can only do 4K, not
Yeah.
8K. A good thing of about like graphics cards though is because they can support like 4K 60 FPS right now, which
Mm.
is pretty great. Cause I haven't seen 4K yet, or even a higher refresh rate than 60 hertz. So
Me
yeah,
neither.
I'm excited for the future of 8K gaming, but for now I'm just gonna go stick with like what, 14 like 144 hertz type of setup, and like I don't know, I can go with triple monitor. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Now we're gonna go move on into a topic we're not all familiar of, because one, we don't play consoles, and two, we're gonna talk about consoles. So, John Mark, are you updated with like the news lately, with like consoles and stuff?
Well, what I've heard about consoles is that Xbox Series X Microsoft claims that the Xbox Series X is the most powerful generation console. And its pricing is $499, and it's they say that it's a bit cheaper. I mean they say that it the Xbox Series X is much more harder to find. Much more harder than you finding the Xbox Series S. Yeah. And it's I don't know. It's just it supports SSD and has the also capabilities of 8K and also has ray tracing like the RTX 3000 series, and that's all what I play.
Yeah. You actually have a point because Microsoft, they have won the console wars,
Mm.
because PlayStation just can't live off of exclusives like all the time, right? They also have to deliver performance. They have to deliver like upgradability and such. Um, for Xbox, they have like a lot of freedom now because you can selectively uninstall a specific part of a game. So like
Yeah.
in Call of Duty, once you finish the campaign, you can just uninstall the campaign and Call of Duty would still be there. You can still play multiplayer. You can still play the different modes. Although you can
And
choose not to, you
you know
know?
what's better? You know what's better in Xbox than
But
PS5 itself? Optical optical CDs. That's the one.
yeah, optical CDs, yeah, they're pretty great right now. Um there's like the digital edition for PlayStation, and then there's the like the actual PlayStation. Because the digital like edition, you just have to like download it. But I prefer like CDs because, you can just get them. Like just go to the store,
Yeah.
buy the game, and then come back home because it spends like less time, right? Unless it's like GTA 5. I
Yeah.
think I've heard like it takes like 3 CDs for GTA 5. That's what I've heard. But
Honestly, I would actually prefer optical drive since you got the game and you can just play it and you don't need to wait.
and you
You
can
it's already
also
there.
trade. You can also trade
Oh yeah.
games with it.
That's the fun part when I had my Xbox 360. We can trade games or sell our games or like buy a game from another person and use use the game that we bought to our own consoles. It's a pretty
Yeah.
fun
PlayStation
business, somewhat
CD
business.
PlayStation CDs are like the Pokemon cards of teenage boys right
Yeah.
now. Like we used to,
And
yeah, Pokemon cards were all the rage way back then.
yeah.
I've been on
And
it.
the way that PS5 takes away that kind of privilege to its console and just turns it all digital, it's kind of it slaps in the face that man, we're evolving this fast. I mean, we're also losing
Yeah.
a lot of things.
I mean, we all, the digital edition would also be a huge disadvantage because, one, the internet here is bad, and two, it would take a lot of time, and number three,
Yeah,
you don't have anywhere to put a CD in, and yeah, that's just it.
yeah,
PlayStation is weird, but at least they have customizable features. Like the side plates can be customized. I think
oh yeah,
they've
yeah,
offered like limited edition matte black finish, which is pretty cool
yeah.
on their part. And they've
I
also
think yeah,
gotten
I
like
think
different like skins, which is cool.
I think yeah, I think I prefer the black one than the white one itself. Kind of looks like a router.
Yeah, because in terms of like aesthetic, I actually have a black desk, and I like to keep like everything like consistent. I don't want any color to pop out. Yeah, because black's cool, you know, because it's a very
Pretty cool.
color. It's color neutral. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all we can say about consoles, guys. We don't have any idea about what consoles are nowadays. Um, Nintendo Switch is doing fine. Oh yeah, Steve from Minecraft.
Oh yeah, Steve is in Smash.
Steve's in Smash, and I've seen like the clips. Like you have to like mine in the stage, so you can like build and stuff. It's a weird mechanic. It's weird that Steve and Alex can do those. And like you can make your own sword, and like there's also Minecraft Kirby, which is pretty
Yeah.
nice. And then they
Also,
also
have you seen the ultimate of Steve in Smash?
no,
That
I
piston
haven't.
move?
Oh yeah, the
Like,
piston move.
yeah.
It was really weird because Steve wasn't supposed to be there.
Hmm.
Like Waluigi ain't even there yet, from what I've heard. I don't play Smash, but it just looks very fun to look at. Like, come on,
Eh,
have you
Yeah,
seen?
but
Have did you know that new update in Smash where they reduced? I think they got rid of Steve's meat. You know that
oh
victory screen. He eats the meat and then it's
yeah.
just gone. It's just gone now because it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably like a hidden dick joke that Nintendo put there. So yeah, I guess that's the
Yeah.
reason why.
Yeah. It gives a weird feeling that Steve is in Smash. Like the usual it gives a weird feeling to the usual mechanics of Smash. Like it's weird that he can do things that not the regular characters could do. Not all of them can like mine and build. It changes the overall gameplay of one character. Like it gives a different feeling.
Yeah, that is true. Um, yeah, that's all we can say about consoles now. And
Yeah.
we still have like an hour and 30 minutes left, and we've all run out of topics. Um, we haven't planned this in the outline. We should have had more in plan, but like we're only two people because it's like super difficult. So yeah, we're just gonna go improvise right now, John Mark. Is that fine with you?
Sure. It's fine for me.
So right now we're gonna talk about video games and the shit we love. All right,
Yeah.
first let's talk about Roblox and the state that it's in. First of all,
Oh.
adopt me. Fucking take it
Yeah.
down. There's too
Yeah,
much.
that's the only reason why Roblox is a bit laggy. You know that the player count in Adopt Me could reach to 1 million.
I don't know how they even pulled that off. Basically, Adopt Me is the platform now. It's no longer
Yeah,
Roblox.
it's no longer Roblox.
Roblox is just a game and an Adopt Me platform. That's what it's
Change the
going
name,
now. They have to
change the
change it.
icon,
They have to
change the
change it.
icon to A.
Like, come on, man. Adopt Me. I've played Adopt Me. People in my stream have seen me play Adopt Me for like for Egg Hunt, and that was just it. I never played Adopt Me again because it was so garbage. Because Why would people want to fantasize taking care of a baby that they adopted in the street? It's weird.
And by the way, you know what? The only part of Adopt Me that I like, you know
What?
that you can carry babies, right?
Yeah, you can carry babies. Yeah, yeah, I know that.
Carry babies, go to a bridge. There's an option. Drop the baby.
Yeah, you can drop the baby. It was pretty weird. Like when I first did it, like everyone wanted to come into my house because I was like streaming, and it was super weird. Like I didn't like the overall experience. I mean, sure, kids would love it, and Roblox is made up of kids, and that's why there's a lot of kids in Adopt Me. But
Yeah.
the very bad thing about Adopt Me is that it doesn't give exposure to other Roblox games anymore. Like remember like on the good old days of Roblox on YouTube where they give like video game spotlights? They don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah. It's
Like
mostly Adopt Me at this point.
yeah, like they used to make game spotlights for um games that were like what in 2015, 2016? Like they featured trade lands.
Yeah.
They freaking featured trade lands, and it used to have like an average of 3,000 players. I think its peak was like 10,000 because of a Roblox event. That threw me off. There was a lot of bacon hairs trying to get on my ship, and it was so weird. By the way, if you don't know what Trade Lands is for the audience, Trade Lands is a game where you can like trade. You can trade, and there's a real life like thing going on. There's like debates and stuff where it could actually like fuck up the entire system of the game. Like the role playing system is so cool, and it's such a shame because kids can't experience that anymore. I've been playing Trade Lands for so many months during that time, and like that's where I learned like basic economy. Like I have to get updated, right? I think you've played Trade Lands before, Genmark, have you?
Yeah, I have, but I did not fully grasp the concept of trade lands, but I understood the gist of it. It's like what you said,
Yeah.
like trading, like the whole economy. I mean, I did survive in that game, but the only thing I couldn't do is actually ally with other people.
Yeah, it's
That's the
very
only thing.
difficult. That's how I socialized, guys. When I was a very dumbass nerd, that's how I socialized with other people, which is just to play and then get some stuff, and then hopefully we become successful trade partners, and then after that we're just gone. We're just gone. We look for the next new like economic endeavor. I wish more people would play trade lands. And not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I only play for the nostalgia. I think like I should play like Roblox tomorrow or something like that. And then what else? What other games were like so popular before, but like they're gone now? Remember
Hmm.
Apocalypse Rising, dude?
Oh yeah,
Like it was
that
featured in
that zombie
Roblox
game.
again in the video game spotlight, and then it's just
Yeah.
gone, right? Have you played it
Yeah.
before?
Well, yeah, I like the zombie game. It's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, I had like I don't know. I spent so many hours just getting a lot of loot, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of the game. Like the death is just part of life. It's a
Yeah.
cycle. Like the game can't be complete until you end the cycle, and then you just start the cycle all over again. That's the whole point of Apocalypse Rising. That's what kept everyone going. But
Yeah.
right now, the state of Apocalypse Rising is so shit because one, there's a lot of hackers, and two, Apocalypse Rising 2 is still in the works, and that's taking a lot of time. That's gonna be the new Yandere Simulator. Remember Yandere Simulator, dude?
Yeah, how could I forget that?
No,
How could I forget something that took so long to develop with an if-else statement in the code?
I was. I think Yandere Simulator was popular like 2015, right? Or was it 2015?
I
2014?
think that I think yeah, it's about 6 years ago or maybe a bit more.
Yeah. The game was in development for such a long time. Some dude
Yeah.
even made a fan made game for Yandere Simulator and was more complete than the actual game.
It only took a week to develop that one.
Yeah, and it's so weird because it's just one dude doing the whole thing. Like he could just hire people, but I guess I don't know. I guess he had to consume the coom chalice. Excuse me. I had a very big dinner. Yeah. Um, dinners are cool. We're running out of topics, dude.
Yeah.
Um. Oh yeah. Let's move on to a very different topic. We're going very off topic. Online class. I haven't been talking about online class. So, John Mark, tell us your first experience.
I guess I could say my first experience with online class was okay, I guess at first. Like I had everything. I had the right camera, the right microphone, the right specs for the online class, and maybe right but not really that right internet.
Mm-hmm.
But then when time progresses, things like rot to get worse. I missed some activities, but luckily I catched up. And classes are somewhat a bit difficult to attend to since you keep disconnecting since your internet is a bit shit.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike other people who gets a bad experience in the internet since there's a day where it's raining. My bad experience while it's raining is that my house is flooding, which is a worse experience that you can ever have while class is ongoing.
Yeah, that's true. It's a tough time for everyone like trying to get through online class, but for me, I'm
Yeah.
actually like doing okay. And like, there's always this question like, uh, I think our teacher asked us like, should face-to-face classes come back? Should you want face-to-face classes to come back?
No, actually. I don't want face-to-face classes to come back since it somewhat ruins our privacy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I could think about it. It ruins our privacy.
I mean, the only good thing for face-to-face classes is that one, we're gonna deal with like tangible things like paper, and you can sleep on the chair, and I don't
Yeah.
know, like it restricts a lot of freedom for the students because like last year we were like cell phones were not allowed for high school, and like
Yeah.
everyone was like fucked up, like they wanted to riot. I think the school almost burned down. I was just
The,
kidding. The school never burned down. Who the hell
the
would
only
burn
thing
down the
why
school?
the only thing why I want it to be private is because I can't really deal properly with other people around. I
Yeah.
want to be by myself, just seeing the lesson all by myself with not that many people around, maybe a bit some, but not a lot, since for me that's what disrupts my learning experience.
I mean, to be honest with you guys, only online class is a very temporary solution. It's just like it's because COVID happened, and they just like this is a very like this is their plan B. All right? This is their plan B, and I don't know. I still have like second thoughts of should I go back to face classes, because one, I'm really like comfortable like at the house. But then again, I don't really want to abuse my privilege. Like I just want to be with the others as well. Like I don't want to be like out of place simply because I have better equipment. And yeah, I just want to be in face-to-face classes again because,
Oh yeah.
it's
By the way,
what?
in speaking with face-to-face classes, even if I want my own privacy, I also kind of prefer face-to-face classes since the amount of tasks that our school gives is actually much more than the expected tasks that were supposed to be assigned. I
Yeah.
don't like that they cram a lot of activities and expect that we can do all of it in a nick of time. And the reasoning behind that is that we have to be tested to our capabilities, to our usage of technologies, which is it's a really bad reason.
Yeah, the school's bullshit. there's a lot of there's way too many modules to answer like on the not right now because like they're dying down. It's like the calm before the fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
It's no longer a storm, it's a fuck up. Yeah. The point being on the first like first week or second week, there was like a whole shit ton of assignments, and they were just like milking the whole assignment thing. There was way too many, bro, and like it was like a wake up call because I had to do so much shit all at once. So I had to really act fast, and I had to like look for some other ways. I even studied. I, lo-
That's the first.
yeah, that's a first. I don't really study for assignments. I mean, I haven't used Google like for educational purposes, and like it was like a shocker to me. And that was during the time when I was like doing my exercise routine. And then after that, like I tried to exercise. I tried to do my regular exercise routine, like the one before online class, and god damn it, dude, I can't even open my eyes. Like I was just there like a freaking potato. And I wanted to concentrate more on the class, and that was like super difficult. That's why I had to quit working out indefinitely until school ends, or like
Yeah.
I don't know, some fucking miracle, right? Because I actually wanted to like stay. I actually wanted to be thin, and with packing a bit of muscle and all that. But yeah, the reason why it's like that, because I don't know, man. Schools are just weird sometimes. And back to the main question, like, should I want face to face classes go back? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. I hope like schools can work with both circumstances, because just because face to face classes is a thing, and it's gonna be a thing next year, because we're like I don't know, our country, no, our region has like only triple digit active cases. It's no longer quadruple or quintuple. Yeah, it's no longer those. um Face to face classes is gonna happen at some point, but I hope this school or any other educational institution out there can work with both, because there's kids that are in trouble. They probably have a health condition that prevents them from going outside still, and yeah, that's just the whole point. What's your take on that, John Mark?
I also agree with you, but yeah, it all depends on how the school actually handles face-to-face or online classes. It's all in the proper scheduling of the activities, this proper scheduling of the classes. That's all where that's all where I compare our lifestyle of classes. Like that's how I base my opinions on whether or not which is better.
Yeah, yeah, but you sure do have a point. And yeah, overall, I'm still okay with face to face classes. I'm still okay with online classes. I'm just gonna miss my computer more. Man, that was sad. What else can we talk about? Um, uh, you working on some new music yet, dude? Hello?
Well, somewhat. I'm working on a techno music, but I'm unsure how the melody should be like. Like I have three varying melodies. One is the
Hmm.
one that I already use that I kind of uploaded in my account. Only some people can hear it.
Yeah.
And another two is melodies in the same key but different types, different take and pattern of the melodies.
That's great. I haven't been really like diving into FL Studio that much. It's basically because I don't know. I've given up on like the whole like production endeavor thing, because I'm already familiar with all the stuff. So I don't really need like very intricate or a very specific course and all that stuff. So I've basically learned all the basics, and it's all I need. The chord progressions, that's what I'm getting the trouble of. So basically, I'm gonna study a lot of music. Hopefully, I'm trying to take piano lessons by myself, and I'm trying to read sheets. Hopefully, like I still don't know how to play piano with both my hands. I think it's a difficult skill to have.
It's
Yeah,
actually a pretty difficult skill to have if you
because
can't multitask.
yeah, it's muscle memory, right? It's all about muscle memory,
Yeah.
and
Once you learn it, you can never go back. It's already there in your memory itself.
yeah, muscle memory is just there. My experience with muscle memory is like really bizarre. Like, I think for the reason why console players are like very like try I've played with like a console player before, and then when he went to PC it was just like, nah, it's not for me. It was like really weird because I looked at this guy and he has like a bunch of AAA titles and he can't even handle a PC game. And then I was thinking maybe it's the muscle memory because the controls are very like complex when it comes to computers. Um, for like consoles, the whole control scheme changes depending on the game, right?
Yeah.
For computers, it's just like one minor tweak. Like imagine when you play Valorant. When you play Valorant, it's skill based and it's also class based. So there's not much of a difference when you play this when you play CS:GO. It's basically Valorant but without the skill base. You know, it's without the
Yeah.
skills. So it's only a
Yeah.
minor difference, and also the sensitivity and all that stuff. It takes some getting used to, but once you get like 3 rounds in, once you're 3 rounds in, you're back in the game. If you're that
Yeah.
good, I'm terrible in CS:GO. I've played like 300 hours of it. Still bad, but it'll do.
Mm.
That's why with music, muscle memory is like it takes some getting used to because I don't know. I think every instrument is different. Like in the piano, like imagine when you play acoustic piano and then you play the grand piano, and there's like a sort of different feel, like just by looking at it.
Wait,
Uh,
Vincent, they're both the same.
oh yeah, they're both the same. It's just that the strings are different. Like they're different locations, right?
They're placed differently. In a normal upright acoustic piano, you can't press the same key twice, but in the grand piano you can.
Oh yeah, the I think that's a whole other thing. So yeah, um, I don't know. Hey, have you heard about keyboards? Like,
Yeah,
the keyboards are very popular now. Like they're the trendiest
pretty
shit.
much.
Um, I don't know how.
By the way, have you?
That's how I got into
It's
keyboards. I just looked
it's
into
because
recommended.
for me the reason why mechanical keyboards are getting more screen time is because of their weird features that they have. Like it's not only RGB and mechanical switches, it's just more than that. Like, have you known the Steel Series Apex?
No, I'm
Them
not
with
really
their
familiar
magnetic
with Steel
switches?
Series. Wait, they have magnetic
Oh, you're not?
switches? What?
Yeah, the structure, you know how normal mechanical switches are, right? They have a
Yeah,
spring on the bottom,
yeah,
right?
they have a spring on the
And
bottom.
they,
Yeah.
yeah. In the Steel Series, their flagship Apex keyboard, they use magnets. And with that, you can adjust the actuation point of your own keyboard. If you want it to go a lot deeper or have shorter actuation points to go to a specific to do a specific function in a much more in a way that it's more comfortable for you to
Is that
use.
like for each key? Is that like for each key?
Yeah, all of the keys except
And
for the media keys.
can you control it like remotely?
Oh no, that's just all in the computer software. But
Oh,
hey, it's good enough.
I mean that would be like super high tech. Like you can just like control it remotely. Like you don't need to do anything. It's like some Harry Potter
Yeah,
shit. From what I
yeah.
know, keyboards like mechanical keyboards are really popular right now, and like it's a hobby that everyone's been picking up. It's all over my Facebook feed. It's all over Twitter, and Saikuno even got like a nice keyboard. Teha Types. He's the guy that built the keyboard for him, and
The pleasure comes when you build a mechanical keyboard. It may take
yeah,
some time, but damn, when you're finished, the outcome is always nice.
I mean, there's only like one reason you want to build like your own keyboard. One, because it's cool, and second, it's because it's modular. Um, it's not really advisable to like take on that hobby once you're like in a really bad financial situation, because you know how expensive they can be.
Yeah.
It's like the exact opposite of the reason why you should build your own computer. Because when you build your own computer, it's because the parts are cheaper once you get them separately instead of buying a pre-built. When you get a pre-built keyboard, it's cheaper, but when you get a pre-built PC, it's expensive. And you know, they work their way around that for some reason, which you know, I think it's great. Like, you do you. Like, mechanical keyboards are great, and I want my own like mechanical keyboard. But as of right now, I'm just gonna stick with my membrane keyboard that I got. I bashed like the keyboard so hard that the feet like snapped off, and for some reason still works. I guess the PCB ain't broken yet. You know,
Damn, that's a good keyboard you got there.
I mean, it's made in China, so I don't know how. Come on, man. It's weird. Um, yeah, that's all we can talk about keyboards. There's nothing else much to talk about.
Yeah, that's
Um,
actually it.
yeah, that's all it. We're gonna end it right there. So we're gonna go with promotions. John Mark, what do you want to promote?
I want to promote my channel, my future channel, which is going to be rising, which is called Avalon, which is
Mm-hmm.
also called JM the Great,
It's a lot of names.
and it's it's just two names. It's mostly focused on music production and some other gaming, and yeah, that's it. It's just something that I want to share since I like to share about it. It's just something that makes me happy.
All right, that's really great. Now, here's what I'm gonna promote. Guys, if you're there, please do go follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter, follow my Facebook page, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a Discord. You can go there. I also have a Reddit now. You can join the Reddit. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do with the Reddit. You can't do anything there. If you have fan art, you can just go to the Discord, man. The Discord's alright. It's doing pretty great. And what else? Make sure to vote if you're able to vote, because you know, election and stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's it, everyone, guys. That ends Teens Talk Thoughts, episode 3. This has been Vincent Znader and John Mark. Yay,
Yo,
we go out now. We're signing
yeah.
off. Bye bye.
Bye bye.